Hello and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Wayne. I'm going to take you for a full video walk around tour of our 2014 Volvo S60 Polestar sedan. Really impressive powerhouse. Top of the range luxury and then top of the range power. 3 litre, 6-cylinder, all-wheel drive turbo. This thing is an absolute machine to drive, but has all the safety systems and all the comfort you'd come to expect from a high-end luxury brand like Volvo. Starting at the front, we'll talk about its iconic colour. It is rebel blue, certainly well seen and you won't be missed. Got the full Polestar body kit with the lower skirts on the front bar there. This portion of black in the grille is for the driver support pack, which we'll go through all the details of that in a moment. Got the Polestar badge in the blue on the right hand side, really stands out quite nicely at the front. Full front park assist, front sensors at the on the front bar. Daytime running lights, active headlights, which we'll go through, a bit of an explanation of those, but active cornering and active low beam as well as automatic high beam headlights, so a lot of technology in there as well. Got the grey Polestar branded alloy wheels, 19-inch. Really good tread on the tyres. We've turned the wheels so you can see just how much tread there is. They're almost brand new tyres on there. The Polestar's also fitted with the blacked out side mirrors. And again, luxury brand, got the indicator there in the side. Down the bottom of the doors there, you'll also notice it's got the black stripe. Again, that's a Polestar advantage having that on there. You've got proximity key technology on all 4 doors, so this is the lock button here, and then just on the inside of the handle there's actually a sensor, so you literally just touch it with your fingertips and it'll unlock, and you just got to rub your finger across there and the car will lock when the key is in the right proximity. And that's across all 4 doors too, so you don't have to go to the driver's door to unlock. It's the same on the back doors there, whichever door you need to get in. Again, back tyres are very good. If I'm being super picky, there's just a couple of little dots just on the outside edge. Just one here and just one over here, but still very good condition. Moving around to the back, you've got the low-lying spoiler. Again, that's a Polestar fitted option. Rear park assist. You've got the twin exhaust under the grey charcoal garnish at the bottom of the rear bar there, and you've also got the factory fitted reverse camera up here, so that's situated there. Got a pneumatic soft press button release for the boot, which pretty much lifts itself up. Inside here they usually come standard with a puncture repair kit and compressor, but this has also been fitted with the slimline steel wheel, which is obviously tied down and takes up minimal space. This is your backrest release, so a couple of handles here which you can pull, and that'll actually drop those back seats down if you need to feed anything through from the boot that won't fit in one go. Moving around to the passenger side, again, the paintwork on this car is absolutely immaculate, really clean. Back left wheel here, no marks on it whatsoever. And again, a very good tyre on there. And moving down the passenger doors, the side wing mirror on this side and the front guard, again, really clean. Front left alloy wheel, usually one that gets knocked around the gutters. Again, no wear on that one at all, and another very good tyre. Moving under the bonnet now, we've released the bonnet from inside on the passenger side floor, and the under bonnet release is just here. Super lightweight bonnet, again part of the efficiency to get the weight down, and as you can see the bonnet moves right up out of the way with its gas struts, and lot of room here for the techs to be able to get into this powerhouse of a motor. So this is really the heart of this car, an amazing 6-cylinder 3 litre turbo engine putting out 257 kilowatts. What's more impressive is it's got a total of 500 newton meters of torque, meaning this thing is very quick off the mark, especially when you put it into sports mode. Will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.9 seconds, so under 5 seconds 0 to 100. Again, really impressive. Still, on average, if you drive it well using a bit of the power, a bit of freeway driving, you can see economy as low as 10.2 litres per 100 k's on average, and with a 67 litre fuel tank that'll see you out just over 650 kilometres per tank as well. It is 6-speed auto, and again mated to Volvo's all-wheel drive system. It really allows you to get all that power down to the ground very quickly. So sitting inside the S60 now, we'll give you a full rundown of all the internal features the car has. First off, we'll start the car, which you put your foot on the brake, and the keyless start is keys are inside the car and you only need to push the start stop button the car automatically starts. So you can input the key there as well, but you don't have to because it is full keyless start. So starting on the driver's side door panel, we've got the window locks for the kids, 4 power windows, and the electric mirrors left and right. Got the door locks up here, all really nicely finished off with chrome inserts on the door handles against a black leather trim on the side. Not sure if you can see past the steering wheel here, but on the back of the dash there, you've got your fuel release, your boot release, your headlight settings, whether you want them on auto or turned on normal, your fog lights, and also how bright you want the dash lights illuminated inside. On the right hand stalk, we've got our wiper settings, which has full auto setting, and on the left hand side here, we've got our headlights, indicators, and our trip computer settings on the dash there. On the steering wheel itself, you'll find voice recognition, stereo controls on the right hand side here, and you've got your adaptive cruise control here. So anyone who hasn't used that, you can actually put on the cruise control and set a distance between yourself and the car in front. It'll show you on the dash how far away you want to be, and if that car slows down, the vehicle will automatically keep the same distance behind them if they go under the speed limit. You've also got paddle shift here for your sports mode, which is really good and fun to use if you get the opportunity to open it up. Now we'll go through some of the dash settings here. You've currently got a couple of different vision modes on there. So at the moment it's in the performance theme, which gives you that red illuminated background, gives you the big rev tacho, electronic speedo in the center, and on the right hand side here you'll see it's actually got a power curve. So if you give it a bit of a rev, you notice the power goes right up, and that does that whilst you're driving as well. So if we have a look into the themes here, you can go through the settings and you'll see the themes. You can actually change it from performance up to eco mode, so more of a focus on your fuel efficiency, but it also changes your speedo gauge through the middle there as well. And then elegance, again, completely different color scenario, and goes like a gray illuminated color there with the white numbers as well. You got your fuel gauge on the left hand side and your gear indicator on the right hand side, also showing the sports mode. And going through here, you can see the symbol of the car there. That's what you'll see with the adaptive cruise control. The sign information readout, that's that 60 km/h sign. Now this is a really smart feature that this S60 has. The camera in the car will actually pick up those road signs on the side of the road and tell you what speed you should be doing. So if I'm traveling down this road, it changes to 80 k's an hour. The camera picks up the 80 km/h sign on the road, and it'll actually change that 60 there to an 80 to advise me that the speed has changed in case I didn't see that sign. Really clever system, and quite a really clean and crisp layout. The steering wheel itself is fully leather wrapped with some white stitching through the middle. It's also height adjustable as well as being telescopic for those people who have slightly shorter arms or longer arms. They can push it right back, and that's locked into place with the handle underneath. Moving across to the middle, you'll notice it's still got the iconic Volvo set up through the middle with everything at your fingertips on that left hand side. Now there is a fair bit to go through with the electronics and computer in the car. As you can see on the screen, really crisp and clear satellite navigation. Now if I go into the menu, you'll see everything's at the touch of this dial here. So you've got your navigation, your radio, media, so either plugged in movies, your Bluetooth on your phone. You've also got your phone for making your normal calls. My Car, we'll go into that in a moment. You've got internet options where you can download apps to the car as well. And the camera here, you can actually access the rear view camera while you're sitting in park. If you are driving, it will disengage and stop working to keep your focus on the road in front. And then as we go back out, as I mentioned, in this My Car, it's called My S60, so that's what the car's been named. You've got all your standard safety systems listed up the top there. It's got the heated seat system and your climate control all across the bottom there as well. So if we go into here, you can actually go into a number of different things. So this is a shortcut into a number of systems you can turn on and off at the push of a button. So we've got active bending lights, as you can see by the picture on the left there. While you're driving on the road at speed, turning around the corner, the lights will actually turn to the direction you're going in, lighting up the road before you actually get to see it. Electronic stability control. This will activate sports mode and allow the car to drift or lose traction. Driver alert, this will actually chime if the car's going out of each lane and alerts drowsy or distracted drivers, as it says there. City safety stop, so this again listed there reduces collision risk at low speed. So if someone decides in front of you to jump on the brakes and you haven't seen them, the car will recognize you are going to have an impact and apply the brakes quite forcefully to make you stop before you run into the back of them. Reduced guard, this is a deactivation of alarm sensors, so you might have the car sitting in the garage and not feel you need the alarm on. They can be a little bit touchy. We've had a couple of really loud V8s sitting next to them, and that, when they get started up, can cause the alarm to go off, so not a bad idea. The collision warning, this collision warning works off the same radar as the adaptive cruise control. So you set the distance of how far you want to be behind a car, and as you're driving down the road, if you get within that distance, like these lines that are listed here, it will actually illuminate some orange LED lights up onto the windscreen, making you pay attention that you are going to have to start slowing down, or you may end up having that city safety stop take control and jam on the brakes for you. And the last one in here is the active main beam. So this is to do with your high beam headlights. Really, really smart and absolutely phenomenal system. It does automatically put your high beam lights on when it's safe to do so. If there's a car in front, it'll recognize that and it will stop the high beams going on. And also if your high beams are on, the car comes the other direction, it will obviously pick up their headlights and drop to a low beam. It is really crisp, it's really quick, and the other thing it does is it's got an active light beam in the low beam lights, which will actually spread the light right out to the left hand side, into the gutter and up the trees on the left, and also to the right hand side, even if you are following a vehicle in front, but it won't impact them because the light doesn't go up onto the car behind or in front of you. Moving into here, you've got your trip statistics. So there's obviously trip A and trip B. Shows you the difference in fuel consumption, averages, how much fuel you've used. These will be a little bit skewed at the moment because we're sitting here with the car idling without it driving. When you go into settings, this is where you'll find the majority of the different settings you can actually apply. So a lot of different menus in here. Things to do with your car key memory, the alarm setting, the lock settings, side mirror settings, whether you want them to fold in when you lock the car or not. You've also got your light settings, which has to do with your interior lights staying on or your headlights staying on when you've locked the car, so you can see when you're walking to your front door. It also has the access to change your active main beam and the bending lights, and also the cornering lights there as well. Steering force level, this is set to high at the moment. Now if I go into here, you can actually change how the steering wheel feels. So on a high level, it'll be really stiff and feel more of a sports car feel, but if you go into there and you actually set that up there at low, it'll be really lightweight steering and feel more like a comfortable car to drive. So a lot of different settings there. Driver support system is to do with all of your safety systems. Now we'll go into them in a minute because the shortcut buttons are down here as well, but this is to do with that collision warning. The lane departure warning is based upon the white lines on the road. So if you're traveling down a freeway and you're sitting in the middle lane, it will actually detect that you have exited that middle lane, and it will chime and cause a beep to let you know that you're actually drifting outside of those lines. Again, the road sign information, which we went through before, you can have that turned on and off, and same with the electronic stability control, city safety stop. Now, BLIS is short for blind spot information system. So if Nicole, just up on this side here, so we've got the symbol up here, and these are actually bright orange lights, one on this side and one on the other side. So these are based to let you know that there is actually someone approaching you in your blind spot that you might not see. And if you're on a freeway and you've got a car coming up both sides, they will both simultaneously light up to let you know that there is someone there. Distance alert, again, that's that illumination of those LED lights on the side, and also the drowsy or distracted drivers. So full access to turn these systems on and off. And as you go through, there's a number of different options here, from the system options, climate control settings, internet settings, and information. So again, really smart system, a lot of things you can go through there. You can look up your service and repair items, so you'll see here that it is actually up to date. So the next service is due in 12 months time, or in another 14,879 kilometres. So that's been just carried out by our Volvo service department, meaning you're not due for a service for 15,000 Ks. And another really smart thing that Volvo's done here is actually put the full owner's manual inside the computer here. So you can actually sit here and go through, you can search, type in the words, or you can go to a quick guide, which is recommended articles and frequently asked questions, you know, such as how do I start the engine, how do I use the parking brake, and there's a number of questions here, how do I connect a Bluetooth phone, and you literally go into that, and it is just like reading the book, only a lot easier because you found the shortcut to the part you need, and then you can just scroll down the page like this. So again, really smart setup. Moving back out of the owner's manual now and out of the S60. Again, you know, phone, media, radio, everything's here just at the touch of a button through the middle. Down through the center here, you've got the rest of your controls you need. So there's all the menu controls, stereo controls and sound controls for volume on that side. Now I'll just move the gear stick down. You'll see on the gear stick it is leather bolstered with the silver trim, Polestar badged in the middle, and nice clear illumination there. And as you can see, it's a simple flick over to the left to put it into sports mode. Down through the middle, everything else is at the touch of a button on here if you don't want to go through that menu there. You've got all the number buttons here for your phone, my car setup, which we were just in, the telephone, Bluetooth media and navigation, all at the touch of a button. All your climate control settings are in here, so you've got your fan speed, automatic climate control, maximum defrost for the front windscreen, aircon, shortcut for your camera button, so I just push that and as you can see pops up the camera straight away on there. Good if you're waiting on someone to come out of the house, you can see them coming. Dual zone climate control, temperature gauges for both left and right side, and you'll also notice that it's got the heated seat controls for both sides, which there is 3 settings, hot, medium and low heat. These are your shortcut buttons for all those safety systems that we mentioned before. So you've got your blind spot monitoring, your safe distance awareness there, your lane departure warning here, and also part of the blind spot monitoring there is the CTA, and that is to do with the rear sensor. So when you are reversing out of a car park, what that will actually do is it'll chime a warning on either side of the car. So if I'm reversing out now, there's a car coming across the rear of my vehicle like this that I can't see yet because I'm reversing out of a car park, this will light up orange and it'll actually beep a chime out of the right hand side, so I know I've got something approaching my car from this right hand side. So definitely another really good safety system, all part of that blind spot monitoring there as well. Moving through the rest of the car, we'll give you a good description of the seating. Again, this is the top of the range sports model, so you've got some really strong, thick side bolsters, all leather engulfed on the side with the bright blue stitching, which really breaks apart the black leather and the beautiful suede through the middle. This is extended really nicely with the black leather and the chrome on the doors, as I mentioned before. And it's also fully equipped with the black hood lining in here as well, which again, nice and discreet, keeps it dark, really makes this feel like an upper class vehicle, as well as having all that out and out power as well. Down through the middle, twin cup holders here. These have got the little rubber leaves on the side, really good just for keeping those drinks all steady. 12 volt power outlet in there. And down through the center console, you've got USB input and auxiliary input for the stereo controls there as well. And on the back of the console, also another 12 volt socket there as well. And there's another one of those located in the boot. As I mentioned before, we have completed the service, but you've also got the full Polestar booklet, which obviously came with the car when it was new. Got the leather wrapped Volvo service booklet holder with all the original owner's manual and all the books that are needed. And then we've got the service booklet here, which when you flick through to where the services have been done, original delivery service carried out in April of 2015. This vehicle was also complied 2015, so built in very late 2014, shipped over to Australia and complied to our roads in 2015. First service carried out 12 months later at 12,800 Ks, and then we've also done another service at 25,059, and that's the full 30,000 K book service. So again, really good to know that this car's in excellent condition, fantastic tyres, just been serviced, 2 factory keys, and every feature you could poke a stick at. This is definitely value for money and just an absolutely beautiful car to drive. So just to recap, 2014 Volvo S60 Polestar sedan in Rebel Blue, what a machine. 257 kilowatts and 500 Newton meters out of that 3-litre turbo. Certainly going to impress you up against all the mainstream sports cars out there on the road. Not to mention, once you get inside, you got all the comfort and the safety of Volvo. Again, with the driver support pack, and covering that off one more time, adaptive cruise control, distance warning, LED display up on the windscreen there, blind spot information system, lane departure warning, city safety stop, keeping you in control at all times, as well as that road sign information up on the screen there, and the electronic stability control and the traction control as well. Got all the safety, all the power, all the features you could ever ask for. If you've got any further questions, give us a buzz, 9907 0555. Thank you.